Welcome to Vital Stories Life, where we explore profound human experiences. Today, we witness a journey of resilience, justice, and unexpected destiny. In the sunny valleys of California lived an elderly woman named Martha. She had built a loving home with her late husband. When her husband passed away, Martha felt her world crumble apart. She was left alone in the large house they had shared. Her daughter Linda and son-in-law Mark moved in immediately. They claimed they wanted to care for her, but their intentions were dark. Days turned into weeks, and the couple showed their true colors. They refused to work, spending their days lounging and making messes. They demanded Martha sign over the deed to the house. They shouted at her daily, complaining that she was a useless burden. When Martha refused to give up her rights, their cruelty escalated. Linda gathered her mother's clothes and threw them onto the dirt. They locked the door, leaving the old woman stranded outside. Martha stood in the rain, realizing her own flesh and blood betrayed her. But Martha was not as helpless as they thought she was. She quietly made her way to the old shed in the back. Hidden beneath the floorboards was her life's savings. She had kept this emergency fund secret, knowing one day she might need it. With her savings secured, she called a taxi and left without a word. She chose dignity over begging her children for mercy. She traveled to a distant village where no one knew her name. The fresh air and quiet surroundings gave her a new hope. Using her savings, she bought a small plot of land with a rundown cottage. It was a humble start for a new life. Starting over was difficult for a woman of her age. Her body was frail, and the physical labor was overwhelming at first. One day, a young neighbor named Sam saw her struggling. He was a poor boy, but possessed a heart full of pure kindness. Sam began coming over every day to help with heavy lifting. He fixed the roof and cleared the weeds without asking for money. They planted a vegetable garden together, sharing stories as they worked. Martha found joy again, feeling a motherly bond with the young boy. Seasons changed, and under their care, the barren land transformed. It became a flourishing farm, vibrant with life and abundant fresh produce. Years flew by, and Sam grew into a strong young man. He remained loyal to Martha, treating her with the respect she deserved. Meanwhile, back in the city, karma was taking effect. The house Martha left behind had fallen into disrepair due to pure neglect. Linda and Mark had spent all their money on luxury and gambling. They fought constantly as the debts piled up high around them. Eventually, the bank foreclosed on the home they had stolen. They were thrown onto the streets, tasting the bitterness of their own actions. Homeless and destitute, they wandered from town to town. They realized too late that greed brings nothing but ruin and despair. Desperate for work, they traveled far seeking any opportunity. They heard rumors of a prosperous farm hiring workers in a nearby village. They arrived at the beautiful estate, hoping for a chance to earn a meal. They had no idea who owned this paradise. A young man greeted them at the gate. It was Sam, now the manager of the farm, looking strong and confident. Linda pleaded for a job, telling a sob story about their bad luck. They begged to clean stables or dig dirt for food. Suddenly, an elderly woman emerged from the main house. She walked with dignity, her presence commanding silence from the begging couple. Linda and Mark froze in disbelief. The wealthy owner of this thriving farm was the very mother they had cast aside. Recovering quickly, Linda rushed forward with fake tears. She tried to embrace Martha, claiming they had been searching for her everywhere. Martha raised her hand, stopping her daughter in her tracks. Her eyes were not angry, but filled with a cold, distant clarity. She looked at her biological children, then turned to Sam. She introduced him as the son who had actually cared for her. She told them that when they threw her out like trash, this stranger took her in. He gave her strength to rebuild. Martha revealed she had already prepared her will. Her children's eyes lit up with greed, hoping for a final piece of wealth. But the announcement crushed their hopes. Martha declared that every acre of land and every penny would go to Sam alone. She looked at her children and said, "Blood makes you related, but loyalty and love are what make you family." She ordered them to leave her property. They were escorted out, left to face the world with nothing but their regrets. Sam tried to refuse the inheritance, but Martha insisted. He had earned it through years of selfless love and hard work. The farm continued to prosper under their care. It stood as a testament to what can be achieved through honest labor. Martha lived out her remaining years in peace and comfort. She was surrounded by people who truly loved and cherished her. The contrast was stark and unforgiving. Greed had led one path to ruin, while kindness had paved another path to paradise. Sam honored Martha's legacy by helping others in need. He understood that wealth is meaningless if it is not shared. This story reminds us that true value is not found in what we inherit, but in the character we build. Like a seed in dry soil, resilience allows us to grow. Even when life treats us harshly, we can bloom again. The law of cause and effect is always watching. Those who sow seeds of cruelty will eventually harvest a crop of sorrow. Never let the betrayal of others define your future. You have the power to write your own ending, just like Martha. Be the person who builds, not the one who destroys. Kindness is an investment that always pays the best dividends. As we look at this thriving farm, we see more than crops. We see the beautiful result of a good heart. Remember this tale when you face your own struggles. Trust that your goodness will be rewarded in ways you cannot imagine. If this story touched your heart, please share it with others. Let us spread the message of hope and resilience together. Thank you for watching Vital Stories Life today. We are grateful for your time and hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Join our community to ensure you never miss another inspiring story.